what I read during the month of February. I have 3 books to show you, and then I'll show you what I'm currently reading. So let's jump right in. The first book I read of the month was Our House. This is by Louise Candlish. This is about a lady that comes home one day from sort of a weekend away and finds a couple moving into her house. Obviously that's quite a big shock for her. She's in the process of going through a separation with her husband, and when she tries to contact him, he doesn't answer, they can't get hold of him, her kids have been taken out of school, and it's all very scary and terrifying. She doesn't know what this couple are doing moving into their house. They have said that they've gone through everything to buy the house and it's all been legit, and that's where the story unravels. We get 2 sort of perspectives in this book. We get Fee, who is the main protagonist, and then we get also the side from her husband Bram, mostly in the form of a Word document. It's as if he's typing it up in the present day, recapping the past. So we do get the 2 perspectives, and we also get the 2 time periods. So it goes through Fee first discovering these people are moving into a house, and then it goes through the weeks, the months leading up to this event, talking about, you know, her relationship with her husband, different things that are going on. So I will read you the inside cover. It says, when Fee Lawson arrives home to find strangers moving into her house, she is plunged into terror and confusion. She and her husband Bram have owned their home on Trinity Avenue for years and have no intention of selling. How can this other family possibly think the house is theirs, and why has Bram disappeared when she needs him most? Bram has made a catastrophic mistake, and now he is paying. Unable to see his wife, his children or his home, he has nothing left but to settle scores. As the nightmare takes grip, both Bram and Fee try to make sense of the events that led to this devastating crime. What has he hidden from her, and what has she hidden from him? And will either survive the chilling truth that there are far worse things you can lose than your house? So we know that her husband has obviously done something. He is probably behind this selling of the house, but we can't contact him. From his side of things, we know that he has fled the country. He's gone somewhere in Europe, and as the book goes on, it develops obviously what's going on. There are elements of blackmail, and it's really quite twisted and gripping. I really enjoyed it. There is sort of a strange aspect to this in which Fee seems to have gone on to like a TV documentary program about people that have been suspect to, you know, fraud and crimes, and so not only do you see her tell her story, but you also have like these bits of like Twitter talk from people that are obviously watching this program and responding, which you may like, you may not. I didn't think it was necessary, to be honest, because you already had the 2 sides of the story, but I can see why they did it as like a documentary, because then Fee was able to tell her side of the story and you were able to flip back in between. It was an interesting dynamic. I don't think the Twitter aspect sort of helped in a way, but I enjoyed this book. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Don't particularly want to go into it too much more than that because I don't want to spoil it, so I will leave that one there. But I did enjoy it, and if you like thrillers, mysteries, this is a good one. So the next book I read was The Party by Lisa Hall. I think I've read something before from her, and it's one of those typical sort of spooky thriller looking books. I'll read you the back of the book and then I'll tell you what I thought of it. It says, it was just a party, but it turned into a nightmare. When Rachel wakes up in a strange room the morning after a neighbour's party, she has no memory of what happened the night before. Why did her husband leave her alone at the party? Did they row? Why are Rachel's arms so bruised, and why are her neighbours and friends so vague about what happened? Little by little, Rachel pieces together the devastating events that took place in the friend's house at the party where she should have been safe. Everyone remembers what happened that night differently, and everyone has something to hide, but someone knows the truth about what happened to Rachel, and she's determined to find them. So, from what we gather, Rachel has gone to this party at her friend's with her husband. Her husband's gone home, but she is woken up the next morning in the house of the party, in her neighbour's house, and she cannot recall a thing from the night before. And the book unravels her trying to find out what happened, speaking to different people. I will first jump off the bat as a trigger warning. This involves her being raped. And they tell you that very on. She suspects that very early on, so it's not too much of giving away the plot line, but if that is something you're not comfortable reading or have been affected by, just something to know going into the book, because it doesn't mention anything really about that on the back of the book, and I think some subjects should always come with a trigger warning. So it does surround that. She obviously gets the police involved. You see how the police case develops. You see her relationship with her husband. She has previously had an affair with one of their good friends, and so there's a lot of arguments, and a lot of harsh things have been said, and there's a lot of lies and all sorts going on in that relationship, whilst still, you know, trying to carry on with their marriage, but also this event has happened. I did give it 5 stars. I thought it was good. I didn't necessarily see the ending. I thought it was quite a good twist at the end. If you like thrillers like that and you can get past it's not like it graphically mentions the rape scene, but obviously she does talk about, you know, the after effects and the process of going through it with the police, being checked over, things like that. So just something to bear in mind if you're going into this book. So the next book I read was Murder, She Wrote, Majoring in Murder. It says it's by Jessica Fletcher and Donald Bain, but this is based on the series that happened, I think, between like the 80s and 90s, with Angela Lansbury. And her character, Jessica Fletcher, is a murder mystery writer, and in this particular book she is asked by a friend to go and be sort of a guest teacher for a term and teach the kids how to sort of write murder mysteries as part of like an English course. But while she is there, she is caught up in a tornado. They haven't had a tornado for decades there, so it's very unexpected. And when they all come out of the tornado, they find that one of the professors has actually been killed. And obviously they think it is tragic, and they think it is partly down to, well, obviously down to the tornado. They think it was an accident. But obviously old Jessica Fletcher thinks differently and thinks that it's a murder, because when she was going down into the storm cellar, he was the one that warned her to, you know, go down, stay undercover while he was going out into the storm, and he full well knew the storm was coming. So just little things set her off, and the book follows her trying to solve the mystery, working not only with the people at the school but also the professor's sister, and a lot of sort of like hidden secrets come out about the school. And if you like books set on like college campuses, this is a good one. I also like how small this book is. I got this at the Waterstones in Piccadilly Circus. I've not actually looked online to see if you can find them. You probably can find them more rapidly in the US, because they've had to sort of relabel it for a British market. But I've never seen Murder, She Wrote books before, so I obviously knew about the series, but I've never watched an episode. And I really enjoyed that. So yes, gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I wouldn't say it's necessarily Agatha Christie level of a murder mystery, but they're different, and I think if you do like murder mysteries, you will like this. It's got more of a light-hearted element to it, I would say, and I just love like being transported back to that era of the 90s. So I enjoyed that book. And then the one that I started reading in sort of the last week of the month, and I'm still reading, is Becoming by Michelle Obama. I am about 20% of the way through it. I'm on page 112, and yes, I'm interested in it so far. I'm at the stage where she's sort of getting to know Barack Obama a bit more. What I didn't know little spoiler if you've not read the book or anything, but I didn't know that she actually was his mentor at this law firm, and he was like her mentoree, or yeah, so she was like his mentor. She was supposed to show him the ropes, and I find it funny because it's like there's that quote that's like, behind every great man is a great woman, something like that. So enjoying it so far. I will say the chapters are somewhat long. I'm not finding it as easy to sort of read through because of that. I definitely find if books have shorter chapters, I can read it a lot quicker because I just want to just keep reading one page more. So that's what I'm reading at the moment, so I will give you my thoughts. I'm hoping to finish this fairly soon so I can get onto another book for March. So my March recap isn't just one book, but yes, that is the books that I read this month. If you've read any of them or if you've got any recommendations, leave me a comment down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.